child is born upon this pure natural state, but it can be corrupted such that human beings can end up denying the source.
Okay.
They can end up thinking that the source can be worshipped in the form of the human genitalia. Do you know that there's millions of you?
That's called a low chakra. I'm not part of the low
No,
chakra.
no, no, that's fine.
That's a low chakra.
That's fine.
That's dealing with the base
Okay,
instincts.
that's good, that's good.
But I don't work on that.
You don't work on that?
I'm high frequency.
So why don't you
That's
work?
how I'm high
Excellent.
frequency.
So why don't you work on that?
Because it's innately in my consciousness.
No, 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 no.
Well, it's always been there from time I can remember from the day I was born. I've always been spiritually inclined.
Yeah.
So I don't need any outside source. I don't need to go to a church.
Yeah.
I've been through all the spiritual inclinations that one will go through.
Yeah.
I've gone through all the different churches, the Muslim pathway.
Sure.
I've been through everything.
But here's
and
the
so therefore I've come back to the source and knowing that myself is a temple.
Yeah.
And therefore I have to keep myself in a certain way so the creator can occupy the temple.
Okay.
Because that's
So
who I am.
this
I'm
higher
the temple creator.
this higher state of spirituality that you are holding on to, right?
Well,
And you also
it is what I am.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't need to take on anything else.
That's fine, that's
I
fine.
don't need to be created by anyone else.
That's fine.
Belief system, it's just me.
Yep.
That's who I am.
So this higher state of spirituality that you're trying to hold on to,
I'm
that
not
you call
I'm
the
not trying
temple.
to. You're putting words in my mouth.
Okay,
You say I'm trying to.
Which you're holding
You're
on
holding on to. Is that fair?
No, that's part of me. It's part
That's
of my
fine.
innate
That's
being.
fine. So you're holding on to yourself.
Well, it's not going to go anywhere, so why am I holding on to it?
Oh, it's not
I don't-
okay.
The words you're using
All right.
implies that it's going to be separated from me.
Sure, so
it's not going to be separated from me.
Okay.
Because it's innately part of my being.
Okay, so this
It's part of my
innate-
DNA.
so this
it's
innate-
not me-
so this
it's not-
innate-
I don't even think about it. It's part of myself.
So this innate part of you
Yeah.
that you recognize
Yeah.
to be the truth.
Yes.
Have I phrased it correctly so far?
Yeah.
Right. Would that, once you recognize that, would you say that anything that goes against it, you'll be open, you'll be happy to say that it's falsehood?
Goes against the truth. But why I think.
Yeah, as you see. Okay, good. So you recognize that you as a, would you say you're fallible, or do you believe that you're infallible?
No, we're not perfect. We're
Brilliant.
prepared to form perfection.
Okay.
That's why we come back and we get reincarnated. We don't form.
Okay, so we'll come on to that in a bit, because otherwise we're going to be jumping from one subject to another. Yep, so we're going to be jumping from one subject to another. Yeah, I understand that. So we'll come to that. But let's talk about the concept of truth, right? So you as a fallible human being recognize the truth.
Yeah.
You also recognize that there is the source of all truth.
That's all.
Yeah, the source, right? Do you believe that the source of all truth will treat human beings who worship God in the way that you do, and human beings that worship God in the way of, say, the human genitalia, do you believe that the source will treat them equally?
No.
No. Are there consequences to this?
Yes.
What are the consequences?
I'm not the creator. I can't judge. He only the creator can judge. I don't know. I'm not in the creator's mind.
Okay.
But the creator will make his own judgment as and when it needs to.
Okay.
It don't have no gender.
Okay. So you don't know what the consequences are, right?
No, I don't.
No. How do you know what you're upon is the truth then?
Innately, it's my belief system.
No.
I stand on it.
No, you stand on it, but the ones who worship the human genitalia, they stand on it as well.
It's up to them to deal with that.
That's fine, that's fine.
They don't know themselves.
But that's not the point.
They're detached from the creator.
That's fine, but I'm
not detached from the creator.
That's what you claim, but this is
what
what
I know.
No, okay, but this is what we're going to
You're
explore,
going
right?
back to retract. You're
No,
trying
bro,
to pull me a certain direction. I'm not falling into your trap.
Well, that's
so
either.
You're trying to pull me a certain way.
That's
and I
either-
know where I stand. So you're trying to pull
I
me
understand
somewhere else.
that.
But you're making claims.
The
Saying,
claims
I
can
claim
be.
and so forth.
Yeah, but the claims can be explored, can't they? You're a human being who has rationality,
I
right?
do, but
Okay,
you're
good.
trying to-
So let's
you're
use that
trying to-
rationality.
You're trying to deconstruct my belief system.
I think it's quite easy to deconstruct your belief system.
No,
I
it
think
isn't, I'm firm on it.
I think it can be shown to be contradictory if you're willing to engage.
No, I'm
If you're
firm
not
on
willing
it.
to think, if you want to just switch off your
I am
brain,
thinking.
if you want to switch off your brain,
thinking.
then tell me.
I don't take on
And
your, you want me to take on your doctrine?
no, but I'm
buying
not.
into
I'm
your
not. I
doctrine.
haven't even given you my doctrine.
I know your doctrine is.
No, but I'm not. I haven't even given you. I haven't even given you my doctrine. But you don't. I haven't given you my doctrine.
I know your
I haven't given you my doctrine.
You're a Muslim.
In
I've been a Sunni Muslim. I know
my friend.
I know your doctrine.
In
so I'm
relation,
not
in relation to
interested.
the conversation, I haven't given you my doctrine.
I know your
So don't
doctrine.
presuppose.
I've been on that road already.
Okay.
I've been
So-
on that road. I told you I've been through all the sequences.
So how do you know? So how do you
I'm
know
not on it.
that? So how do you know that your truth is a truth
Because I
and
know
someone
It's
else's?
innately my truth. I
Yeah,
believe
but
I
how do
stand
you know?
Same way you know. Do you believe in your belief system?
No, that's not true.
It is.
That's not true. You're putting words into my mouth. You told me not to put words in your mouth. Now you're doing the same to me, bro.
Here we stand. Then.
Okay, so here we stand. So therefore, rather than presupposing that that's my belief, why don't you ask me whether I share the same beliefs that you do? I don't. I don't believe.
Well, so why are we still what we're talking? My belief is my belief.
Yeah, but
I'm firmly.
And is that true?
It's my truth.
Your truth. How do you know it's your truth?
Because I know.
That's circular.
Well, whatever you want to say.
That's circular. Imagine you die and the source tells you, my friend, your truth was false.
I will have the interaction with the creator when I meet the creator. I don't need to engage with man. I don't need to debate with man. I'm solid in where I stand. So therefore, when it comes to the time for me to meet my creator, we'll have that dialogue between me and my creator.
And what if the consequences? What if the consequences? What if the consequences are severe?
I will stand on it.
Really?
I will stand on it.
What, eternal? What if it's eternal damnation?
I will stand on it.
Nah,
I have faith in
bro,
where I stand.
You don't mean that.
I have faith where I stand.
You don't mean that, bro.
You know what, man?
Imagine.
No, because man has his own belief system. Man manipulates.
That's not true.
Yeah, he does.
Because there's fundamental truths that cannot be manipulated.
Man is corrupted. And man
bro,
manipulates.
Listen.
So
listen.
You have to know yourself.
Bro,
you have to be centered in who
bro,
you are.
listen.
I'm centered in who I am.
There are fundamental truths.
That's your belief system. I don't. You think that one fundamental truth.
Okay. Let me ask you this question.
You said a fundamental truth.
Let me ask you a question.
Even science.
Are you
both
both dead and alive at the same time? Bro, come on. It's a fundamental truth I'm giving you. Are you both dead and alive at the same time? Does that make any sense?
It depends where you're coming from.
What do you mean what depends where you're coming from?
Some people believe that this is a not a real a real system.
Yeah, but when they believe that, one second.
When they made up system.
Yeah, so when they believe that,
maybe this is a shell. This body is a shell.
So when they believe that,
our true self.
Yeah. So when they believe that, can the opposite be true?
What do you mean opposite true?
The opposite. Look, if they believe something, A, they believe A is true. Can the opposite of A be true?
That will cancel it out.
Thank you very much. So therefore, there are fundamental truths that you're trying to deny. Don't say no, because it has to be yes.
No.
Okay, so therefore, it's possible for A and not A to be true.
Listen. In science, they say they have fundamental truth.
No, no.
And then they revise it because science truth is different.
That's not fundamental. That's not fundamental truth.
They do.
Well, give me an example of a fundamental truth in science that they deny.
They deny.
You just said fundamental scientists.
It's just revised. Because they learn more about it, because science is about theory.
Okay,
but they perceive to be fundamental.
A fundamental truth.
But then
how do they
find out that it's not fundamental truth?
And how do they revise that? Give me an example. Don't just give.
Experiential learning and knowledge.
How does that revise fundamental truths? If, for example, you define something as being alive, can it also be dead at the same time? How do you revise that?
There is a science experiment that has.
Bro, how do you revise that?
There is a science experiment where they have death and someone alive and dead.
No. You're talking about that. No. You're talking about the Schrodinger's cat.
Yeah, that's what.
Schrodinger's cat is a thought experiment. It doesn't exist in the real world. You don't have a cat that is alive and dead in the box, and then suddenly when you open up the box, oh, it's either dead or alive. You don't have that in the real world.
Recently there was an experiment done with, I don't know what it was, but it was a recent experiment. Similar to Schrodinger's cat, but there was an experiment done.
No experiments whatsoever, my friend.
Sorry,
I'm pretty clued up when it comes to a little bit of science.
You clued up whatever, man.
But
I read up on it.
check this out. This experiment that you claim, it can't deny these fundamental truths. Because in order for them to claim that this experiment is true to a certain extent, they have to firstly acknowledge that something and its opposite can't be true at the same time.
Okay, but I mean,
does that make sense?
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
But moreover, there are other theories that I stand on as well.
Okay.
This system could be a make-believe system.
Really?
Yeah.
In what way?
Matrix.
Matrix? How is that a make-believe system? Even in the Matrix.
This is the construct.
Even in the Matrix, when they were shot, they died.
I'm not talking about the Matrix. But you know what, bro? I gotta go. So I'll pass the truth.
That's all right, bro. Come, stand and talk. It's all right.
No, I'll pass the truth.
Is it? All right. So look, you said you were a Sunni Muslim.
I'm not going to my history, but I've been through all the phases. Okay.
All right. Listen, I appreciate your time. Right. What's your name, by the way? Take care.
How was that? I got lost. Funny guy. Brother, you're right.
If I may ask, why you are Christian, madam? Why you are Christian? Okay. Anyway, we've been speaking for a long time.